Hi, everyone. Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thank you so much for being here. This is a very important reading. This is the Libra Collective Career, Money, and what are you manifesting reading. So we'll use a variety of tarot and oracle cards. We will get channeled messages. I'll share those as they come in. So let's go ahead and get started. For Libra Collective, Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement. What do we have going on? I know we have some entrepreneurs out there. I'll pull some cards specific to that. We have many artists, writers, all kinds. We have all kinds of occupations and hobbies, projects, goals, all of it in our audience here. I know some of you are wanting to turn hobby into gold, if you will. So we have timing and taking steps. Oh my gosh, Libra, seriously, right? With the timing thing, we've been getting this over and over and over and over. Timing. So our next steps will be revealed in timing, but it says it's all in the timing right now. Pull another card to see if you need to do it now, wait a while, or make a different direction. So then you have taking steps, right? So action is key to getting where you need to go. This is about not waiting around, taking a step in any direction to get unstuck and find opportunities. As I've been saying in the last few weeks with the readings, it seems like it's like just take a step. You're not going to know necessarily all of the steps right now, but it's important to maybe at least orient yourself in the direction of where you want to go, just to kind of help build a little momentum. Once you start taking action, the energy starts to get unstuck if you've been feeling stagnant, and you start really building on each step, builds on each step kind of thing. So what else do we have? I'm actually hearing something very random right now. I'm hearing clairaudiently midnight marketplace. So take it or leave it, right? I don't know what that could be, if you're getting some midnight sales or if that's a name of something or what's going on, but we have the future here. So plan the future while living in the present. You're always supported by spirit, and your psychic abilities bring you prosperity. What else for Libra? Libra, I don't know why I said that. Is Libra a name? Let me know if you resonate with that. Never called you Libra before. So, all right, we have gifts. So you're uncovering new talents that will lead you that will land you new work. I'm having a hard time today. Still in the Mercury retrograde, right? Just a little bit. So this is about getting a better position. You could get more money through some sort of deal as well. Maybe that's again, that's why maybe I heard something about midnight marketplace. Bottom of the deck, something's on the table. So there's time to put your demands, though, on the table. Maybe it is time you ask for what you want and almost demand for more, right? For what you just want. This is asking for a raise, a promotion, or a step up, and getting serious about what you want. If you hear some creaking in the background, that is my chair. Not sure what to do about it at this point. It's squeaky. I can't get another one right now. I like this chair, but it's very creaky. So, alrighty. So we're going to use, actually, before we use the out of hand tarot deck, I have a treat for us by the same person who created the out of hand tarot, Jaime Sawyer. On their shop on Etsy, I found these awesome tokens. They're like tarot tokens. They're handmade. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. It's all of the major arcana. So here we're going to pull one, and that's going to be sort of the overall energy of the reading. So I have them in this bag here. They're all in there, and I'll just show you the backs of them. Look at that. Beautiful. The front, oh nice, full high priestess, right? So they're really beautiful. So Jaime Sawyer, as I said, Jaime Sawyer, it'll be down below too, but yeah, these are the tarot tokens, and they're gorgeous. So let's see, I'm gonna not look here, turn it so I can't see it. And what do we have for the Libra career money reading? Hermit. There's the beautiful Hermit. There's that star in the lantern. Some of you are hiding your abilities, or maybe you're needing to get a little more clarity. On the back, there's beautiful etching here. You can see there's the number for the card and the zodiac sign. Ah, beautiful. Came with a little stand. So there's our hermit overseeing the whole reading. Okay. Now let's get into the main tarot cards. Libra, there's something you do and no one does it just like you. Maybe it's time to unleash your star qualities to the world. It is tough, though, to take steps when you don't know what the future is, right? I mean, I get it. I hear you. Okay. It's right. I mean, it's in the cards that's what's coming up. So you have Six of Pentacles. So a card of, it looks like they're at maybe some sort of, I mean, it could be like a food kitchen or something where they're giving out meals and someone's receiving and someone's getting. And I say that because these people have like tattered clothing. So there are people maybe that have less and maybe this person has more and they're able to give. And it is important, though, to make sure that you're not giving everything, right? Libras, we have a tendency to do that, right? We have a tendency to overgive sometimes and really continue to give the benefit of the doubt. And maybe sometimes we don't let go when we need to of something. We get pretty determined once we do make up our minds, right? So it's like coming to peace too with something. I'm getting there's Taurus energy on that card, and of course we have the Libra scales here in the corner, as you can see. It's like you'll know when to, what to give, what to do, just and when, because it's what's coming underneath that timing card. And the clock on that time, on the timing card, the clock says 11:23. Looks like 11:23. 11:22, 11:23. It's almost 11:23 in that clock. On that clock, Libra. We have the World card. Oh, this is a big one. We keep getting this too. You're taking steps, some of you, to close out a cycle or to have that ultimate fulfillment, right? So it's like you have your eyes on the prize, right? And it's there, you can see it, but maybe some of you haven't had your global glow up yet. You haven't seen, maybe you're like maybe focusing on details but not the big picture, or vice versa. You've been focusing a lot on the big picture and not enough on the details. And I say that just because of what they're doing here in the picture. They're kind of zooming out, but then they're also really kind of pinpointing and zooming in and connecting this to career and money and projects, whatever you're trying to manifest or create, whatever resources you're trying to bring in. It looks like maybe there's sort of, I mean, we'll look into what's blocking too, what's maybe in the way, or what, how we can better align to what wants to come in for us. Because I do feel there's some sort of resistance that could be in the way. Something feels a little stuck here. So yeah, there's the Two of Swords. It's like, they're going over, they're not sure what to do. They're trying to follow their intuition. That's funny because there we have Libra, the Libra symbol right there. This is a Libra card. And, in the traditional Two of Swords, they're sitting there with a blindfold on, and they're, the swords are crossed over their chest, and it's like they're trying to make a decision, and there's water in the background, and the water is symbolizing that you really need to get in touch with your own intuition, and maybe you will be able to see into the future. That's what's coming underneath the future, and that's why I say that. So, it says right here, your psychic abilities can bring you prosperity. Maybe you're making a business out of that, but this is one of the main cards for me anyway, as a reader in tarot, that has to do with you tuning into your own intuition. Remember, we saw High Priestess when I pulled the tokens just to show you. We saw the Fool and the High Priestess, right? So it's kind of like, again, you using your own psychic abilities, your own intuitive gifts. We all have them, some more than others, but we all have them. Using those skills, tapping in, tuning in order to have that new beginning, in order to know which step to go in, right? Where to go, how to get there. Because we had the Fool and we had the High Priestess. So your inner voice guiding you on the next steps, and have some, have that optimism of the Fool. Even we have gifts now. What do we have? Ace of Cups. There it is. So this is something that, you're really maybe pouring your heart into, maybe it is art in some or creative in some way. And this is about you uncovering your gifts and you tapping and tuning, and you may be getting fresh ideas, new insights, new intuitive downloads. And this is what, this is something that's going to make your heart beat a little faster, something to get excited about. Yeah, it could be some sort of new proposal, could be even a new partnership in some way, potentially a new form of healing too, or feeling more healed. Oh, wow. And okay, Libra, now we have the Ace of Wands that just fell onto the table. And you can see this person is doing some sort of, well, they're painting, not some sort of art. I know enough to know that's a paintbrush. So there's the Ace of Wands. And this is about putting your demands on the table too, and then getting what you like, taking action. You're taking the next step. You're stepping up, Libra. This is a step up. Wherever you are now, what's coming in with double ace energy is a step up. It's a step in the right direction. But again, the action is key. Okay, it is time for some of you to take action. Even if, things are closed around the holidays or people have shorter hours or whatever, you can still be doing research or, getting things just right. You can still be, manifesting. Let's all use that 12-12 portal as well, right? And really focus on what it is we want to bring in. I mean, you have another card too of your own intuitive wisdom with the Hermit here. Well, it's the token. Let's look at it again. I can't get enough. These are just beautiful. Look at that. So pretty. Yeah. All right. So one of the best purchases, I think. Anyway. All right. Okay. 8 of Swords. Now there's another card where the person is blindfolded. In the traditional tarot. Now, this is feeling kind of like bound to a commitment in some way, or feeling kind of trapped, stuck with what is. It feels like some of you may be having a hard time fulfilling some sort of obligation. That's just how I'm feeling. Or you're pressuring yourself into feeling as though you can't possibly move on now to what you want to do because there's some sort of pressure, outside influence. That's what it feels like. Let's get more about that. What do we do about it? What is the step we take now? What do we do? Judgment. Listen to your higher truth, your higher calling, your life purpose. Maybe you got to make a decision here with some of this. Okay, this is like, that's really, it's like it's on you. It's like you are not, no one's going to come in and save you, right? It's like you're going to have to, take action here yourself. Be that authority. Listen for the truth. Some of you, it's a comeback too in some way. All right. And you have the Hierophant. You're getting all these cards too of like, spiritual wisdom and higher calling and all that. I mean, I'm not surprised given the type of reading it is, but and what's so cool is that's underneath the future card. So the Hierophant can absolutely be all about, receiving symbols and, through the divine or some sort of divination. It can be either traditional or non-traditional, but it's you kind of getting those, having those, possessing those keys of wisdom. And maybe you're wanting to share that with others, or maybe you're trying to decide the best way to do that. What else do we, okay, this and this. So it's a Knight of Wands and a 7 of Swords. Okay, so this is about something feeling blocked, but then it's unblocked, okay? Because they're coming through together. So it could feel as though maybe you haven't done this thing you're wanting to do for a while, or you haven't had the right opportunity yet, but then you get something, so the energy gets moving. But it does take courage of that Knight of Wands, right? And so you have that, like you're able to bring in something you're going to love. And it's important to be realistic and be truthful with oneself, okay, regarding what we can do right now and maybe what would be a little too much. And this is Aquarius energy coming in on this card, on the 7 of Swords, so fellow air sign. And yeah, we have to be really honest about what, not just what we can and can't do, but how to go about something. It matters like how something is done or how it comes to be. What else do we have? And I'm getting the letter F, like Ferdinand, Franklin. Oh, before this reading, I was hearing Consuelo. So I was hearing that name. Kind of feel like we need a little more light on the table. There we go. Hopefully that's a little better. And you have the King of Cups. All right, King of Cups. If you don't know something, if you're not sure yet, I think you're getting cards too of like, don't be afraid to, seek advice. Seek someone, professional advice, someone who may know a little more about what you're trying to do, the what, the when, the how. You already know what you want to do maybe and why, but like how to do it, when to do it, exactly, who your audience is, like those are questions that you might want to be seeking. Well, I'm hearing an empathetic ear. Maybe you want to just find somebody who can kind of support your ideas in some way, or just be willing to listen, right? Sometimes we all need that. We need that just to, or maybe you can roll something out like for your business or your art or whatever it is, and you kind of introduce it to maybe a small group of people you trust first, and then let it practice with people that that are going to give you honest feedback but are not going to like kill your dream, and then roll it out to something bigger, just other people, and a bigger audience. But I definitely feel crossroads energy, because the Hierophant contains a cross, and the Two of Swords, their body is crossed, right? So I'm getting like cross. It definitely feels like crossroads, or it can also be feeling. There seems to be this energy of like feeling entangled or wrapped up in one thing, but then kind of trying to have to like undo something, or maybe you're wishing you could undo something, a decision that you made in some way. What else do we have? I want to, before we get more tarot, let's see what could be blocking us. All right, what's blocking Libra, if anything? What are some things we could focus on, let go of, surrender to, bring in? What do we need to do? Okay, so they evaluate resources. So some of us are not using our resources wisely. That's a card like the Six of Pentacles. That's it. That's part of that balance of the Six of Pentacles. Are you giving more than you're receiving? Are you, this is like, it's having all the tools and resources in advance in life, but needing to use them more effectively to open new opportunities and manifest more money. So maybe not using resources efficiently, and that is something that maybe needs to be focused on. And I feel like if that's you, you already know that. You're already aware. Blocked solar chakra totally makes sense for this reading. That this is the third chakra, the colors associated, gold, yellow. Okay, and that's I always call it, it's the confidence chakra. It's the I can, I will, I do. I'm doing it, And so I think some of you are maybe experiencing low self-esteem, or it can be, if it's blocked, it can be overly controlling or rigid behavior. So get outside, use the energy of the sun, recharge your yellow chakra, do a fire meditation with crystals, think yellow and gold, right? That can help boost your confidence and optimism and your well-being. And by the way, it is okay to toot your own horn. And I was hearing that, and now we get blocked fifth chakra. So out of all the cards in this deck, it looks like you have some blocked chakras possibly. So there's just the energy centers, right? This, in our beings. And so this is the throat chakra. So this throat chakra is blocked, possibly. It's affecting your communication and self-expression. And sometimes when chakras are blocked, you can have like physical ailments in that area. Like maybe you've had like a lump feeling in your throat, or, you should get stuff checked out, definitely. But once you've ruled out medical reasons for certain things, maybe it is chakra stuff. Maybe it is energy work that needs to happen. You did have, I think you had a lot out of balance chakras come in, and was it your last reading? One of them I just did recently. So to heal your throat chakra, we need to be able to communicate. We need to be able to express ourselves. So that's where that King of Cups comes in. Again, that empathetic ear. So you can also use crystals. Think blue when you're thinking throat chakra. You could journal. You can write scripts for yourself. Practice saying things. Cultivate the capacity to listen to yourself. It took me a while to get used to hearing myself on these videos. For a long time, I could not listen or watch these videos of myself. And yeah, now I do. And I'm like, it is what it is. All right, let's see. What do we have? By the way, as I'm shuffling, if you enjoy this video, please do like, subscribe, hype the video, leave a comment. All of it's free. If you're interested in membership, $3.99 a month, bonus videos every Monday. Generally, that's what it has been so far. And also, sometimes I offer personal readings. You can always check that out at schoolhouseintuitive.com. If the website is up at schoolhouseintuitive.com, then I'm offering readings. And if it's down, that means either I'm taking a break, which I will be doing this month for a couple of weeks, or my schedule's booked. So anyway. Libra. Wow. What's going on here? Usually I get some cards falling out. What do we have? Oh my gosh. Can you believe this? You have another blocked chakra here. Potentially. So this is a sacral chakra, and that's the creative side of us, right? That's maybe you're feeling a lack of energy or creativity, or you're feeling manipulative or manipulated even. To balance your throat, your sacral chakra, you're going to focus on orange, right? You could surround yourself with orange things. You could surround yourself with orange, or work with orange crystals. You could work with orange flowers, aromatherapy. Think things that are orange, bergamot. I think anyway, citrusy. You could think. You could also eat foods that are orange. But yeah, so balance your sacral chakra for optimal creativity, pleasure, and emotional expression. Again, as I said, using crystals or by tapping into your creative side through whatever you prefer. And then you have fear of missing out and entitlement. All these cards fall out. And then this one they want to. So there's ignoring little details. So and then a couple fell on the floor that I can't reach right now. So you have ignoring little details possibly. So this is about appreciating the details. Remember I talked about zoom out, zoom in, right? So ignoring little details could make a major difference. As I said from the very start of this reading, Libra friends, you do something a certain way that it's appealing. It's like there's something about you, whether it's your face or the way you package your goods to people when they place an order with you, or the way you do certain things within your job, your workplace that you're kind of known for. It's like, if you want it done this way, well, that's when you go to Libra. So you have that, like, maybe little extra special touches are what could set you apart. So use the small stuff to your advantage. Everyone else might ignore it, right? But the small stuff, the hidden, the extra stuff is what's going to separate you from the rest and could get you ahead in the future. So I don't know why, but they're giving me like, if you have an interview, it really does matter that, how you look. It really does matter how you look in an interview. Or how you even present yourself in general around potential clients, right? Or customers, okay, or fans, whatever you're trying to do. So it's those little things, like what they were giving me is even like smelling good. Maybe you're sensitive to smells or something, but they don't want you to go too heavy on the perfume. I know this is randomly specific, but ease up on the scents if it's too much, because like what you like, not everybody's necessarily going to like. You don't want to stand out for the wrong reasons, right? You want to stand out for good reasons. So a little will go a long way. That's what they're telling me, and I'm so sorry if that's you, or maybe this is confirmation that if you were wondering if you should be wearing perfume to interviews, I would say no, or if you do, use it very, very sparingly, because scents are really, they're a thing. They're very personal. That's why you don't buy someone you don't know perfume, right? That's more of like it's gift between people who are they really are close. But yeah, again, take it or leave it with anything. It's not a personal reading, but that's what they're letting me know, that just be mindful of smelling good too. Don't eat an onion sandwich right before an interview or even 4 hours before, because you still smell it. So there's that. Or maybe you are getting turned off by the smells of things. So even things like that matter. Okay, so entitlement here coming in. Never know what we're going to get in these readings, right? And right now, again, randomly specific, they're giving me banana, okay? So maybe you just had a banana, or you're making banana pudding, I don't know, but there's banana. Or someone in spirit loved banana bread, or they were good at making it, I don't know. So there's that. So this is a entitlement coming in. Let go of entitlement, because feeling betrayed, that you didn't get something that was rightfully yours. That means that's where your energy is going, and that's not where we want our energy. We don't want to become consumed by what we think should be ours, that we lose sight of what really should be ours, or could be ours. Right? So by focusing on the should, you lose track maybe of the could. So we want to realize we can't always get what we want, right? Like the song, but we might get what we need, right? Okay, so we have the fear of missing out. Okay, and this is stop wishing, do it. Some of you will know what I mean. That was the Rolling Stones. Okay, so often wishing you're somewhere other than where you are right now, right? That's the FOMO stuff they talk about. So this is like, you haven't missed the boat just because you see others racing around in their boats, right? I've said this before in readings. And this card's funny because it actually says it. And that was like how I already envisioned it. So it's kind of funny like that. It's like, what it's telling me is this is a really important point for me to make in this reading. It's like 3 of Wands energy. Maybe you're at the harbor and, metaphorically, and you're thinking, oh, well, look at so-and-so, they're 33 and they're already doing this, or this person's 50 and they already have, like a second home, or they already have a house, or so what, What matters right now is how you're going to move forward, that step you can take. We all have our own timing with things. We all have our own gifts. We all have our own life and things we've gone through and do and wish to do. And so comparing ourselves to others, it's flat out unnecessary, right? So remember, it's never too late. You're never too old. You're never too this or that. If it's something you're really drawn to, something you really want to do, something you have a knack for, or that you want to develop more, go for it. Why not? I know there's a million excuses we can make, but there's also maybe a million things we could do, little actions we could take. That's all, just something small. All right, what else? Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm getting a little freaked out here because I almost said, don't compare yourself to others. That's like comparing apples to oranges. And now what do we get? We get a card that says it has an apple and an orange. I can't make this up. I can't even believe this. Okay. And I didn't say it out loud, but I thought it. So you can believe me or not. It doesn't matter to me. But here we have the 2 of Pentacles. And that is another thing about you. And look what they have. They have the boats here. We were just talking about boats, totally different creator, different deck. And now we have just don't compare your boat or the fact that you do or don't have one or whatever to anyone else's, right? It's your journey. Focus on what you can change now, what you can do. 2 of Pentacles, that's like getting distracted sometimes, Find your footing and do what you can. And also be flexible as to how something's going to come in or when, right? Timing's important here. And there's the 6 of Wands. Here's you getting the recognition that you're wanting or needing. And this is that's why it's important to put your demands on the table now and really get serious about what you want. And don't be afraid to say it, because have the confidence to speak it into a being. Maybe you have to have a conversation with your boss or someone or a partner, right? But if it's like you're the only way you're going to get to move forward and get that great feeling you're looking forward, all that expansion energy and everything, is if you take the chance. Oh my goodness. And look what comes in. Glorious, glorious, glorious. The Sun. The Sun card. Joyous outcome. Absolutely beautiful. That's some nice fire energy there. That's going to help with that blocked solar and blocked sacral chakra, that sun energy. This is, again, it's like fiery energy, get going, do it. This is like the only way you're going to have a victory, because 2 cards right here of victory, where the word victory comes in for me every time I see them. 6 of Wands, Sun. So you absolutely have a victory coming in, or victories. There's a reason to celebrate. Maybe you're getting new vitality. Maybe you're finally overcoming some of those, solar chakra blocks, and you're getting that confidence. Oh, my. Bottom of the deck, you have the Strength card. So this is more Leo energy. So Leo with the Sun now. Leo with Strength card. A lot of the times, Libra, we get the Sun with Strength. We get, like, whenever we get one, we get the other, it seems. So here we are. And they're crafting something that they're really proud of. You know what's interesting? You have the 2 of Pentacles with the figure 8, right? The infinity symbol. And the Strength card also has that. So the Magician has it too. We don't have that yet, but Strength card, they're doing what they can little by little. They're not trying to force something. I love that this is on top of the blocked sacral chakra card, because look what they're doing. They're creating something. And it looks as though, their hands, maybe it almost looks like they have like arthritis, right? They look older. They have age spots and stuff like that. But they're doing what they can do at their level right now for the stage they're in their life. If you're, 68, don't compare yourself to someone who's 28. That's ridiculous. Okay. We're talking a 40-year difference. Like, yeah, at 28, I was different. You were different. We were all different, and now it's, 68. Well, it's not old. It's like, it's not 28. Right. So yeah. I mean, I know when you're 68, you might feel old, but really it's like, still, is there a way you can tap into what you're good at still, to remind you that you still have a lot to do, a lot to give, a lot to achieve, a lot to accomplish. Some of you who are watching this, you're retired, right? But that doesn't mean you have to give up, things that, your work completely. Maybe you find your work, what it is, it's changed in some way. And yeah, you've maybe officially retired, or you're hoping to, but it doesn't mean that you've stopped working or stopped creating, right? It looks different. Your days are different now than what they were. And still, like, you still have things to do. Some of you may be feeling invisible in life too. I'm getting that coming off this card. And it's like, that regardless, you don't do things for show anyway, unless you're trying to be an entertainer, right? You're doing this for you, for your own comfort. They're making a quilt, a comforter, whatever. It's like they're doing this because they enjoy it. And that's just it. If you're no longer enjoying something that you've turned in, you're like a hobby into a work, or a craft into a career, if you don't enjoy it anymore, people are gonna know. They're gonna feel it, right? And you have to overcome that if you really want to continue to do this, right? Do whatever it is you're trying to do. If you're trying to sell what you're trying to sell and you don't believe in it and you're not into it anymore, people are going to know, right? You can pick up on vibes. Other people do too. So if something you're doing right now is just draining you and it's completely exhausting, it's not bringing you the joy that you hoped it would, or it once was, that's when you really need to take a look at some of the details and see what's going on, and really why. Give yourself that opportunity to be still and to, again, tap into your own psychic, intuitive gifts, abilities, and see what you uncover. All right, so let's see what else we have. 3 cards came out together, and it's the 4 of Pentacles. Oh, no, 2 cards came out. I thought that was another one behind this one. That's actually the top of that card. So you have the 4 of Pentacles and you have the Chariot. Yeah. Now the Chariot, we're moving forward, right? We're going for it. This is a movement, right? It's another card of success. Discipline. When I see the 4 of Pentacles, I'm thinking to myself, with the Chariot, I'm thinking, we're controlling our spending. We're controlling our resources, which is great, because we had wasted resources over here. And now we have, by the end of this reading, we're getting, well, almost the end, we're getting, being disciplined enough to put a little aside, put a little away. But it doesn't just have to be about money, right? These readings are also about your resources in general. Your resources are also things like energy, time, emotions, your love, right? And so making time for things that are going to really, well, fill your cup, right? Like that Ace of Cups. Because whenever I see that, I think, oh, some Libras aren't filling their own cup here. And we have to remember, especially as Libras who strive for balance, and can sometimes be too much of people pleasers, but then walk away ticked off about something. It's, I'm not saying we avoid confrontation. I'm definitely not, but I'm saying, it's like sometimes we just don't want to have like, we're so about the peace. We were like, okay, well, we'll come back, and if we'll confront things when we need to, but initially sometimes it's like we just want to take in all the information, and then we go away and we're like, wait, why didn't I stand up for myself exactly? Oh, right, okay, I'm going to go back and do that now. So that's just obviously only going to be for some of you. Not all Libras are the same, obviously. So this is good because there's more it's Capricorn energy there. Maybe you'll actually be able to save a little too going forward. You might have a little extra you can put away. Right now I know that's very difficult for a lot of you, but some of you need to get organized too, right? Get organized. And then here we have the Lovers card, okay? Gemini energy coming through. We just had a very powerful full moon in our fellow air sign in Gemini just a handful of days ago. And so this is really aligning yourself to what you love. Look at this, though. It's like there are two different people reaching out for this one other person, and this person doesn't really know who to go with. Maybe they're like, I don't know. Do I go towards what's going to bring me the most money, or do I go towards the thing that's like it'll pay the bills, but it's not going to, I'm not going to have as much as I wanted financially, but I'm going to have a lot in other ways. I'm going to have other types of wealth and security. So that can be a hard choice. Some of you are having to make difficult choices, or your choices about your own future are impacted by family or parents, or having to take care of somebody. So yeah, that can be, I know that's difficult. So that can definitely be affecting some things. And so hopefully you can get more balance there and some harmony restored in some important relationships. Okay, let's see what else we have. Let's get some cards for entrepreneurs. We'll use the success cards. All right, success. It's www.success.cards. Okay. Libra. All right. Big cards here. They're really big, so I have to kind of shuffle them in such a way that I don't drop a bunch of them a clump. Seems to be happening. All right, so I'm getting a name like Clarence or Claremont. All right, we have recruiting here, card 60. How weird would it be if you just get a phone call from a recruiter named Clarence from Claremont? Oh, how I crack myself up. Anyway, it says, so there's a quote here by Kevin P. Ryan, an investor and entrepreneur. I heavily overinvest in recruiting. I have an understanding with certain search firms that if you find someone great, don't wait until there's a job opening. Send them to me. So maybe, you're playing recruiter and you're sending your info to places that aren't even hiring yet. Or you yourself are trying to find some talent and you've heard of some people, maybe you initiate. They're not necessarily going to apply to the opening you have. So that's going to be for people who are like hiring or wanting to be hired, okay? So LinkedIn job boards are the main tools used by recruiters, and I have no connection or affiliation with anything. I'm simply reading the card. All right, so as an executive, ask your customers, employees, and personal network for referrals. Okay, so yeah, using social media platforms to find good talent. All right, so top talent is usually employed already, so don't be afraid to poach. Interesting advice on this card. Take it or leave it, right? This is just, again, I'm reading the card here. So there are 3 questions to ask yourself. Which forums or groups and other unconventional places can you look for new talent? Who in your network have you worked with before? Can you connect with them again? And how can you make your job description stand out? Now we can also flip this. If why would people want to work for you? Basically, how can you make that more appealing? Why, think of the main things people look for. Do a little research there. You can also flip this, and you can, because energies can always be reversed, roles can be reversed in readings, right? But you could flip that and be like, how can I make my cover letter stand out, or my resume stand out a little more? Again, the little extra touches. What else do we have? Add-ons, card 41. So how can you sell more to customers? Updates, upgrades, subscriptions, upselling better products, cross-selling complementary goods. What are other businesses doing? Now, they want me to point out for some reason, like, I am an avid tarot collector and crystals as well. I collect a lot of crystals, and it always stands out to me, the shops that go the little extra mile and write either a quick handwritten note, even if it's like a postcard that says, thanks, Tiffany, or if it's like Jamie Sawyer did with her products, or if it's carefully been, it's been like wrapped with care, or there's like a little pretty something, even if it's like a recycled piece of ribbon, it's pretty. They added that in there, it's a little something, it's the little extra touches. Or a lot of crystal places will throw in, a few crystals, like just bonus ones. And it's nice to get a gift. Doesn't it feel good? Right. So those kind of things, like what kind of little things can you do? And if you're not selling physical goods, maybe it's a service. Is there, do you, maybe you can do like, mailings around Thanksgiving or whatever, if you're in the US, just thanking your customers for their service, or an email. Okay, not sending mail, all right, email instead maybe. But yeah, so just all those little extra things. How can you go above and beyond? Or how can you go above and beyond to stand out for your current employer, right? To your current employer. I'm not saying kiss up. I don't like that. But what can you do that you're truly, genuinely into, that kind of gives that extra, like, I'm a great employee, like, how can you kind of showcase your talents better? Anyway, so also it says here, when are the customers most likely to take your offers? So timing plays into this. Again, there's that card, timing, right? And, if you're trying to, think about it. If you're trying to sell your product around the holidays, you might want to offer a sale because basically everybody else is, right? So that sort of thing too. So thinking about timing, and where can you reach the customers? Inserts, emails, and apps, social media, other businesses, right? So it's card 41. And just thinking about add-ons. And on the card it says, as it's more expensive to acquire a new customer than retaining an existing one, consider all the ways you can get more money per customer or sale of your existing product or service. Yeah, can you come up with packages, where you sell things together rather than just one? It's a little cheaper maybe for them, but ultimately you're now selling two things, right? Or, if I'm selling like Reiki sessions, maybe there's a discount if they buy like three. If they book three at a time, then there's a discount, rather than having to hope that someone books again. Offer a little something, maybe. Just something to think about. All right, so let's see what else we have. I want to know, there's this deck called Money Coming From. No, that's not the one. Let's see. Let's get the we'll use Mahrukh X again. What else do we have for the Libra Collective? Libra. Emotions. So focused on your love life instead of work, or relationships in general. I mean, this is the time of year, right? You can be focused on other people and just other things, than work. So careful not to allow work to interfere with love, or the other way around, whether it's romantic love or, just family or friends. So your emotions could be getting the better of you and affecting work in some way. How can we get back on track, Libra? There's loss. Yeah, there's a major phase in your life ending. So this is about embracing that next chapter. Let go of what was so you can focus on what's ahead of you. Grief could be an obstacle. And then we have business here. Okay, so expect to have an amazing boost up the business ladder. All right. And this is executive positions. Again, leveling up here. So maybe going from laborer to leaving a legacy, elevating your awareness, thinking bigger if you want different results. Inspiration. There it is. Yeah, thinking differently if you want different results. So a spark of inspiration could ignite brilliant new ideas for you. Okay, it's essential you're clear about what you want. Follow your heart. Too many ideas could be blocking something, right? It's like, it's great to have a lot of ideas, but if you have so many, you don't even know where to start, well, then you're just stagnant, right? Okay, and then we have teacher. So teach what you know, even if you aren't an expert. Sometimes the best way to learn the ins and outs of something is to teach it, right? I know that from experience. So this could be teaching, life coach, mentorship, motivational speaker, but it's about you sharing. You have a key role in changing some sort of something for others, right? You could be an advocate. You could be a mentor in some way. So teach what you know. And that could help others uncover their true potential. And then we have windfall. So expect a sudden windfall or money or a pay raise soon. Yeah, expect this leveling up. Expect this to go well. In that maybe it will because you're expecting it. That's what the energy you're putting on it. You're not settling for less. So this is money currently in a positive cycle. Not having anything to worry about. Spending wisely, making sure both your head and your heart are aligned. That is so important. That is a main message in this reading, one of them. And you have risk, so success will find you. The odds are in your favor. This is looking good, Libra. Yeah, this is looking really good. So it's when you step out of out into the unknown, though, right? Out of your comfort zone and out of the fears that hold you back, then you reach your full potential. And ask your guides, ask your angels, right? Maybe I'm hearing too, like call in a favor from a friend or someone you used to work with even. We have charity here. So donate to create positive energy around you. It's kind of like, giving things away so to make room for the new, right? Making space. That came in a recent reading too. So the more you give of yourself, the more you'll nourish your soul. But seriously, it's great to be a humanitarian, and offer help and advocacy and all that. But at the same time, you have to save enough for yourself. Okay, please. Your very first card was Six of Pentacles. Whenever I see that, I'm like, don't go giving it all away, Libra. And then we have take off. Things are going to take off much sooner than you expected. Yeah, this is interesting because some of you are going to hit a goal before you even realize it could be possible. So now is a good time to take action. There's no stopping you now. That is it. There is no stopping you now. And this card was moving towards me. See, look, it came off the deck on its own. So this is about you rushing into things without a clear plan of where you're heading. It would not be the best thing, but if you have a plan, absolutely go for it. Take action, do it. There's nothing stopping you. And then strategy. But become strategic, right? Make sure you have a strategy. You're not just like running blindly right into the unknown, right? So this is about building long-term success, looking at current goals, imagining what obstacles could appear, and just, again, not making hasty decisions, but absolutely things are taking off, And writer, look at you. Some of you are writers. So words are magic. Don't you know it? You can also use your words for manifestation. So use them to manifest more abundance. So this is about your words having the power to influence and you sharing your gift with the world. Look at what we have at the bottom of the deck, Libra. Remember a minute ago I said from laborer to legacy lever? Here we go. There's legacy on the bottom of the deck. So your work will be passed down to future generations. Even if you yourself don't have kids, still you can, pass it down to, a niece, a nephew, a neighbor, or whoever. So harvest the gifts of your ancestors. These gifts are also yours. And that's so opening that door. You're absolutely opening the door here and things are taking off. Things are looking up. This is good. This is very good. All right, Libra, what else do we have? This is a bit of a longer reading. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoy it. I did your December reading as well, so check that out. It posted on November 25th. This is a spirit guidance. Okay, co-creation. So yeah, your spirit guides and guardian angels are here to assist and help you evolve into your new authentic self. Or no, your authentic self. It's always been that way. The time is now to see yourself as a spiritual team, as the spiritual team sees you, okay? So see yourself the way that your guides see you. They ask that you remove all limiting thoughts and open yourself up to them. Meditation and asking for signs are a great way, okay? That's a great way to deepen the connection. And you also have decision and fear. So some, and the keyword here is control. Some decisions and choices that you've made are based in fear and not heart-centered knowledge. Oh, that's why things wouldn't feel aligned, right? You'd go more from Lover's card energy to Devil card energy, which they are linked. They're close when you look at the cards. Fear is your ego wanting control. So take a step back and make a responsive choice rather than a reactive one. Then you're able to see the truth of the best choice with a calm and centered manner. What else for Libra? Partnership, support. Yeah, you're being guided to reach out and to work with others. As I said, maybe you're going to, phone a friend or something, call in a favor or something. But this is about taking time to see who comes into your life and who offers to assist you with your endeavors. Asking for help can actually lead to accomplishing your goals more quickly. So that's where some of this, why you have a quick win. For some of you, you have fast transformation. Things really take off. Maybe because you expanded your vision and your perspective, and you're more in control, you're aligned, you're making more heart-centered choices. So, and you're allowing others to help you. And let's see what else. But you have to know your own worth before you, before you even would be willing to reach out for help. You have to feel like you deserve it, right? You deserve to be happy. It's 666, so leave the doubt behind. You did have 666s in this reading too. So I didn't point it out though, because some people get scared by that number, but it's not. It's, 6 is having to do with harmony. And this particular number, it's releasing and healing for greater things to come. Again, releasing that devil energy, getting more into like the Lovers card. I want you to look, your little schoolhouse homework, look at the devil card, look at the Lovers card, and really take in what the differences are. Okay, the traditional Rider Waite. 555, as I told you, it's a sign of transformation. So you can expect the unexpected. That's it. That's part of this. Yes, expect the unexpected. You might not be expecting something to go as well as planned, or how fast something takes off. So keep calm as you transition to a new life with 2020. And let's get you an animal card and we'll close out the reading. You know how to show support, like, thumbs up, hype the video, subscribe, become a member. Thanks so much. And again, personal reading, schoolhouseintuitive.com. When the site's up, I'm doing readings. When it's down, I'm not. Thanks for checking. Orca. So it's time to surrender to the natural flow of life and receive your manifestations with ease. One more. Polar bear. Your waiting's over. Life will soon reward you for staying focused and alert. Hello. You got some good stuff coming in. Thank you so much for being here. Take care.